Another Demon Slayer. This is in Japanese, I'm assuming. I do not know how to read Japanese, Chinese, or Korean, but I'm assuming I'm gonna look this up, and I'm assuming it's Japanese. This is nice. This is very nice. I like the logo with the red and the black and the white. Very cool. And I got these specifically for him because he's a huge Felix the Cat fan. He loves Felix the Cat, so I got him. I've only seen one Felix the Cat movie, which was the one that came out in the 90s. I really liked it. I thought it was really dark and scary, but it was really funny. But the animation is really dark. Felix the Cat. If you haven't seen Felix the Cat, there's a 90s version, 90s movie. It's really dark, but it's very interesting. Felix the Cat. These are for my dad. These, but it came out in the 90s. It looks a lot like what is this guy's name? The guy who created Wizards in the 70s, or maybe Harvey Comics. It's got the approved by the Comics Code Authority. So he's a huge Felix. Let's see. Oh, this is okay. This is the new stuff. Okay, so I got more. This is Japanese or Chinese, Korean. I don't know if this is. I think this is Japanese. All Japanese anime. Kagurabaki. So I got this one. Assuming that a lot of the action is after reading it. When you read it, it's a completely different thing. Just by looking at the images is part of it, but when you read the story, it's getting a sword put through his chest or stomach. Skulls. Very beautiful drawing. Is this Nezuko? Yeah, it's Nezuko. Nezuko. Bueno, en español. Nezuko. So part of the charm, or part of the thing that I was really drawn to, was his training, because his training had a lot of it contains a lot of spiritual and messages about endurance. I'm guessing faith, and because he goes through some rigorous training. Assuming it's very cultural also. It's a lot to do with Japanese culture and Japanese upbringing and what is that called? I'm guessing ethics. I mean, if it's a word you can use, for Japanese ethics, endurance training. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of demon stuff where their bodies are morphed into really gruesome and I don't know, some of these symbols are Japanese. Gotta figure out. So this is a snake right here. Snake. I don't know if you can see it. It's a snake. can't really. I don't think some of this line work you can't really appreciate through the screen. But when you have one of these in your hand, it's a little different. So line work is very very nice. Okay, so that's another one. And most recently, yesterday I was there and I saw this for the first time, and they tell me it was really well. Someone said it's really good. Chainsaw Man. Tatsuki Fujimoto. Check it out. Japanese anime. Tatsuki Fujimoto. Tatsuki Fujimoto. Okay, so chainsaw. This is the first one. The cover alone looks really cool. I really like the line work. Like you can't see it at first, like, but when you start getting into graphic work and line, you really start appreciating the time spent on these. This looks crazy, man. Something's going on with him. He's turning into Chainsaw Man. I don't know. I haven't read it, and I don't know about this. This is new to me. I'm gonna check this out. Look at this. So when it's the same with music, like I was like I didn't understand funk music, and I didn't understand maybe some rap music. But as I got really into music, I started really developing ear for jazz, and you start understanding. It's almost like you can't see it until you start seeing this stuff. And I mean, I was an anime fan. I wasn't a huge anime fan because I'm not, really an anime fan. So I never really made a big deal out of these movies. But now it's a big deal because I can see especially now that I took that comic book course and I see this panel, all this panel work and all this panel inking. This is a lot of work. Even the things that don't seem that it has less work because it has less action sequences. It's completely the opposite. It's a lot of work, especially when there's a lot of big stuff to fill in. And this is really crazy. A lot of ink went into making this stuff. It's really really nice, really cool. So when you start, now right now, what phase am I on? I'm coloring my comic book, and I didn't know it was so difficult. It's similar to making a painting, but it's not a painting. So there's a lot of thought going into making sure that stuff looks very neat, and planes are like certain stuff looks very flat. If it doesn't look flat, it's gonna look very dirty, and it's gonna look very not illustration like and not comic book like. So this is it's line work. So the inking also has to be very specific. If you don't know how to do this, specifically, the ink is going to look very dirty, and it's gonna gunk up the image, and it's going to look very. It's not going to fulfill its functional purpose. I don't know if that makes any sense, right? specific to its style and to especially this panel work. So now that I'm gonna finish coloring the comic book. I have to look at panel work. So I have to look at a complete page. How does a complete page look? So panels are sequenced in a certain specific way, and how are these panels created? Are they horizontal? Looking at anime, I can see that the diagonal panel creation, there's something to it. It's very rhythmic to the story. So if like you turn the page and you see panels being presented horizontally, it has an effect, a visual effect for the reader, and rhythmically either you get into it or it stops you. There's stuff that stops you from reading the next part. So like telling you that the next sequence is new, and it like stop, look at this. It's very almost mechanical, like a visual mechanical systems of structure. I'm gonna get one of these. I like the ink. The ink work is very nice. Oh, Panini Comics. This is I think this is Marvel, but it's yeah, it is Marvel. Conan the Barbarian. Reprints of John Buscema's. Well, it's not John Buscema's, but it's a lot of Roy Thomas, John Buscema, Howard Chaykin, and Ernie Chan. I do not know these other. Maybe Roy Thomas, but I do not know these other two, Howard Chaykin and Ernie Chan. Let's open this up and check it out. This is a museum here in Colombia. Santa Clara Museo, a virgin or a very important Catholic figure, Santa Clara. She's very important museum here. It's in near the president's. No, I don't know if it's the Casa Nariño. Santa Clara, Museo Santa Clara. Drinking my coffee. Very beautiful. Very nice. It smells good. It's new. Brand new comic book. Conan the Barbarian. I'm going to really study this inking and figure drawing. This is John Buscema. Something here Stan Lee wrote. The Stan Lee letter. Something passed it over. It smells good. This paper is excellent. Very beautiful paper. It smells very good and it looks very nice. The color on this stuff is very nice. So you're like, oh well, it's a reprint of something that's old, but how difficult was this to do? Because they had to have the original source material, and when you make a copy of something original, like right now I'm learning about comic books, and I print something out. When you print something out, it's almost like an etching, right? When you make an etching, I was talking about Francisco de Goya. When you make a copy of something, it loses some quality, and you start looking at the ink and the line, and it's not the same. It turns into something else. So this must have been very difficult to do. So I'm assuming you compare one with the other. If you have an original Conan comic book, it's not the same. It's completely different, but it's very high quality because you can see how it smells. It smells very good, and the paper, wow, it smells really nice. Brand new paper. This paper is really nice. Very nice stuff. So whoever did this, thank you for making prints again. Marvel, nice work. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. So yeah, more material to study and research. Conan creation, figure drawing and inking specifically, and the color, obviously, this color work. I wonder how they did this. This was not easy. This ink, this re-inking, oh, printing this out so the ink doesn't, so the ink shows. Ink work. Nice color. I wonder how they did the color. John Buscema. So this is a John Buscema, Roy Thomas. Ernie Chan. Oh, he's the inker. I thought it was John Buscema. So Ernie Chan. This is John Buscema work. I'm trying to show it so that it's. You see, very beautiful. New comic book. So these are reprints. Marvel. It smells really nice. This one's in Spanish. La batalla final por el asombroso ojo de la serpiente. It's number 14, Conan 14. So I'm gonna study this. Okay. So these are gems. This is stuff I. Is this it? No, this is it. So I can't believe I found this. I am super happy I found this. This is the this is the like if I could only get one of these, if I could only afford anything. Yesterday I was looking at all the books and there was so much stuff. There was Batman stuff that I really wanted to get, and I saw some Sandman comic, but I heard of it through Sam Keith, but Sam Keith wasn't in there, so I was willing to pass it up, but it was Sam Keith. But there was one that was drawing me to also was not Sam Keith, the other guy. I'm following him on Instagram. I'm gonna get one of those Sandman comic books one of these days. I'm gonna get one of these, but this is the one that really I was really happy that I found it. This Lobo Sam Beasley. I'm quickly becoming a Simon Beasley fan because of the Bible book I saw. Grafam Comics. Esto está en Medellín, Colombia. Grafam Comic. Esto está en Medellín. Grafam. They had a huge selection of really great stuff. Wow, I was so happy I saw this book. I'm looking a lot of Simon Beasley stuff. I recently saw his interview. Someone had it on YouTube. I don't know their name, but I know he was part of the 2000 AD, the Judge Dredd. He wasn't in Judge Dredd, but he was part of the same publishing. So Lobo comic book. So there's this stuff which I haven't really looked at. This is my first Simon Beasley comic that. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. I've seen some Simon Beasley stuff, which is from off the internet. That Bible thing is. Yikes! it's super inspirational and incredible work. Incredible line work. His figures are super. This is crazy. This paper, this is DC, this is beautiful paper and great color also. Look at this ink work. It's just ridiculous. It's super crazy. So this is like modern comic book. This is, I can't believe I found that Conan either. I'm really happy about that Conan. So these were the two that took the cake, or took the, you know, and that's this Simon, this Bart Sears. You know, it's all really cool. The Demon Slayer stuff. I love those. I'm gonna frame those posters. But something with Simon Beasley. Most recently, the Armando Villegas book is right there. I'm pointing at it, and I'm looking at Armando Villegas, and there's a lot of stuff that it's really heavy oil covered canvas, which is, I really like this Simon Beasley. Well, there's stuff that Simon Beasley does. This Simon Beasley stuff is really cool. So there's something about the way he's applying the paint. I know it's paint because I've seen him paint a little in a couple of videos on YouTube. I don't know if this was done this way, but I'm assuming it was done this way. This looks like a heavy oil application, like applied on the paper. It looks like a lot of impasto stuff was really like it wasn't lightly brushed on there. It looks like it's heavily applied on there, and crazy. The line work, something very modern. There's a lot of in Ryan Otley's work. There's stuff. There's stuff on anatomy where they square off things. It's also in cartooning, modern cartooning, that Dexter's Laboratory comic book. Modern cartooning has a lot of squaring, and it gives a lot of rhythm to the pose. So if for example, I'm drawing my hands, which could be very round. If I square off, especially the background, you look at the chair is sort of squared off. The squaring adds rhythm to what you're looking at visually. So there's squared off shoulders, squared off chair, squared off background, and squared off stuff in the background. So it's like a dun 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 dun, right? It's almost like looking at buildings, and it gives a lot of rhythm to the perspective. So it has a lot to do with that. Also, like when it's jaggedy, it looks like something that, you know, when something moves somewhere, you know, there's a lot of emphasis on corners of the anatomy. So it gives it's almost like an attack, like a visual attack, not to the spectator or the person looking, but to the sequence and to the thing that's happening in the moment. It's like a visually it's attacking everything around it. It's very dramatic, but it adds a lot to the. So I think it's in more modern stuff. Slow bit. This one, really great ink work. This heavy ink stuff here. This almost looks like a Eon flux sequence. This is the last book. I'm almost done with the story, with the video. But I think this is gonna inspire me for years to come. A lot of heavy inking applied to this. I like the color a lot. There's a lot of blue, green, blue, like what's it called? A lot of blues and greens. A lot of blue, green, and black, and obviously ink, which is black. Look at this. This is sick. What is that? I don't know what it is. I don't know the story, but it looks really modern, robotic, abstract. With the ink in the back. The background it's almost looked like it was airbrushed or done with spray paint. Really crazy stuff. But I say, so why am I drawn to Simon Beasley? Because it has this modern aspect to it, and with comic books, like he marries this comic book thing with spray paint. Something I'm looking for the guy, Sandman, the guy in Sandman. Anyways, that Sandman comic book, I couldn't figure out which one should I get. These are big books which have a lot of stuff in them. But I was not. It's just Simon Beasley. I've been looking at Simon's stuff for a long time. And that Bible, these Bible images from the Bible, and I've gotten some stuff off Google. I've been able to get some Keith Giffen, Alan Grant, Simon Beasley, Lovern, Kinzierski, Art Young. So the color it's not Simon's, but it's brutal. What's his name? Lovern Kinski. Brutal art. It's really cool. It's like if this stuff was available back in the 80s, was this from the 80s or when was this available? Early 90s? Sick stuff. Great. When I mean sick, I mean good, right? Because we used to say sick in the 90s. That's sick. And we used to say, oh, that's sick. It's really cool. Look at this. It looks like Mobius, French comic book creator. But look at that. Look at the color work and very crazy stuff. I like it. It's cool. Simon Beasley. Yeah, look at this. This one's famous. This is a famous Beasley painting. Bite Me Fanboy. The muscles aren't just drawn, they're actually sculpted in paint. And look at those shadows. The blood on his arms is really thick on there, and it's lots of volume and weight. It's really heavy figure. So I'm super stoked that I have this book now. I was wondering when I was going to get some Simon Beasley. So now it's Bill. I'm going to look him up right now. Bill and Sam Keith are my two new. Look out for those two. Assuming there's going to be books coming out soon of Sam Keith stuff. Look at this. Look at that line work. You can see. The line work All right, if you're looking at the figure, it's very squared off, like I was talking about. Something about straight angles that give a lot of it, like they attack the something like they're cutting into the space they're in. It's very muscular. It's very heavy. It's got a huge, what is that? A weapon, a gun. It looks like, looks like he's. It looks like he's carrying a motor, like an engine. It's obviously a gun. It's a weapon. The muscles on him, the ink. You can't really see the line work through the, but it's heavy line work um, on figures and stuff in the background also. Oh, look at this stuff. Really cool. Something about something why I was drawn back is because you look at one thing and you're very drawn to it. Okay, that's cool. But then when there's a sequence of stuff, a panel. This is why panels are so interesting, because you look at one thing and it's giving you it's okay. So he's shooting something, and then you look, he's shooting back, and then so you're looking at it in the right order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But if you bounce from 1 to 7, it's also telling you a story, right? So it's like 1, oh look, he's shooting and he's shooting back, and then you look here, and then you look at number 2, and then you look at number 2, and then you look back at this one, and you look back from here to this one, from here to this one. So it's almost like ricocheting. It's ricocheting. The images are ricocheting off each other, and it's like you don't necessarily have to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can look at 1 and then 7, and then it's like whoa, and then your eye is drawn back to this page, and then you look here, and it's no specific order. Everything is being it's like a movie, but everything, it's like you're watching one. It's like not just one screen. You're looking at 8 different televisions at the same time. So it's like whoa. So it's